Some people make things difficult, and they don't have to be. There's probably people in your life like that. Be careful. People. Where are you going now? Should have came all at once. For your grand entrance, I was trying to stall for you. All right, here we go. Trying to see how it goes. See how it goes. Man, we're going to talk about these avocados, you guys. Toxic avocados. Oh, man. And then we're going to give you guys some information because as we release some of this stuff, it's just so hard to swallow, right? Like, no pun intended. And then we're going to give you, ways you can kind of look out for yourself if you have to shop at the grocery store. If you're new to our channel, my wife and I, we live off-grid in this log cabin over there. And we grow 90% of our own food. And as you can see, we're well underway for our production. We're a little slow this year because of the weather and everything's been kind of crazy. But that's how it goes down. And we have a tank right there. It's 500 gallons where we collect our rainwater. So all of our buildings and everything are self-sufficient on our off-grid property. They're all self-containing, and they all handle the business. Okay? Is that looking good? Feeling good? Everybody can hear all right? Yeah, a lot of people are growing food this year. A lot of people are at the sale barns buying tomato starts and all these kind of other things. So you can definitely understand and feel that people are starting to get really serious about their food situation. That's for sure. Hey, y'all, Judy from Texas. Avocados, we're going to talk about avocados tonight and what to look for. They are messing with the food system. We're going to give you some ammunition if you stay tuned. And we're going to give you some ammunition, some information that can keep you out of the trick bag. If you guys have been watching our channel, we're trying to explain to you guys that the food system is in bed with the big pharma. We got videos coming out this week that are really going to shake you up. And they're out to make you sick, and they're trying to keep you in this loop. And if you look at, corresponding disease and sickness versus food and what they've been doing ever since they industrialized food. Tea. Tea is very good for you. I've got the tea bag. So they're actually in cahoots. It's my opinion that they're in cahoots to literally make you sick via the food to keep you in the big pharma system. Okay? And obviously, if you look around, you can see for yourself. You don't need Uncle Doug telling you unless you're in stone cold denial. But that's okay because it takes, sometimes you got to keep seeing it and hearing it, and then maybe you'll come around to the truth of what's going on. Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on, right?
All right, so we're going to talk about avocados, and we're going to get right into it. There's only 742 thumbs up. There's 2,100 people in the house, so we will not be getting right into it until we get more thumbs up. And the reason why is that helps get the analytics out so more people know we're live, and then they can click on the video too. Because if you guys have noticed, YouTube is kind of hiding us around from you guys, maybe unsubscribing you. Look at your subscription now. If you've been subscribed to our channel, if you look now, maybe you're unsubscribed. And that happens quite a bit. So make sure you kind of keep an eye on that. And we're going to talk about avocados. We're going to talk about what to look for, what not to get, and
and just talk about in general, like our food system, because and some things that you guys could do.
You gotta be on your toes.
Yeah, you really do. You can't just go and pick something up, at the store now. You really have to be careful. So, kind of want to talk about that. We'll give you some ideas that you guys can kind of troubleshoot to help you when you're going to the store, if you have to go to the store. So, it is just so important just to be empowered, just to kind of get this knowledge, and it'll help you to make, good decisions.
Yeah, informed consent.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, and if you guys pay attention this week, I'm going to let you guys know. A lot of people are saying because, they're putting this stuff in the air, and they're basically chemicalizing us and giving us the business, and they keep trying to bring up the Nuremberg stuff, right? Like we're not consenting to that. Okay, we don't want to be your guinea pigs. I'm going to show you this week why and how they're getting around that. They were actually worried about that and you're going to hear about it later this week. So smash that thumbs up if you like information, because I like information, and then I like to be able to discern for myself what's good, what's bad, and what's not. What did we use last week? Did we get that up off the table last week? I got to get something to get that off the table.
Get what?
The camera. I'll get it. Don't worry.
Oh, I don't think we did.
Yeah,
Or did we?
Yeah, we did.
I can go get some in the greenhouse.
I got it.
We have lots of little things in the
We
greenhouse.
can just start talking and say what's up.
Well, you want to talk about the avocados, or we want?
Yeah, we're going to get right into the avocados. Stacy's going to talk about what to look for when you're buying avocados now. You guys have to be on guard when you're out shopping for your food. If some of you guys aren't paying attention to labels, maybe, you know, you just like grab the, what's the mayonnaise that's real popular everyone likes? Hellmann's. If you grab the Hellmann's and you read the thing, it might say bioengineered ingredients.
Well, what they do a lot with mayonnaise is it'll say made with real olive oil, and you're thinking, oh, great. Well, when you turn it over and you read the labels on on mayonnaise, it'll have soybean oil. They all have soybean oil in them pretty much, and then maybe a little bit of olive oil toward the end. So you just have to really be on your toes. You know, they can just get you and deceive you so much.
And a lot of the stuff's going to start having bugs in it and stuff. I mean, just be on the lookout. You have to read your labels, and if you cannot pronounce it, don't eat it.
Yeah, and the thing even with mayonnaise, it's easy to make.
Yeah,
you guys, you could all make it, and it tastes so much better.
Is that in your cookbook?
No, I don't, because I don't do a lot of mayonnaise. I didn't put it in there.
You have a cookbook?
I do have a cookbook.
Offgridwithdougandstacy.com.
I have ketchup and mustard though, so yeah, no, but mayonnaise is really easy to make. Very, very easy to make. But yeah, read on a lot of this stuff. You know, it does say bioengineered.
It's crazy,
y'all. Read the labels in the back. You know, if it's not, and they always
demand better.
Shop on the outskirts of the grocery store, you know, where you have your fresh produce and all that. But now that's what we're going to talk about today. You have to be so careful. And then, you know, what I'm finding out, what we're going to talk about, this stuff has been going on a long time, and they just you don't really hear that much about it. And we're in 2023
But now we're in the information age, so people are starting to, what? And all these conspiracy people stuff, like their stuff's really coming true. It's not conspiracy theory anymore, y'all. Everything that the last 3 years, everything that we've talked about, tried to warn about, said was going on, is literally coming to truth right before your very eyes. And it's almost like, because it was back then, no one cares. But when they come for round two, if we don't address it now and put it out in everyone's face and rub their face in it, they're going to come back for round two. It's going to be trouble for you.
And I see a lot of you guys are really on it. You really are. You know, you're already doing a lot of your homework. But I mean, it's crazy when you find out about some of the stuff that's going on. You know, what you can do. You just got to keep looking and keep reading. Because I'm telling you, when we're going to talk about the avocado today, you know, at first, you know, I thought that they were only going to be, you could buy them in Costco, but there's a lot of other places that this is right now. So you definitely have to be careful. Yeah, saltine crackers, the bioengineered. We're talking about M&Ms are bioengineered.
That's ridiculous, y'all.
Colors and dyes. I mean, it's just nuts what they're doing with everything. So
death by 1,000 cuts.
So basically, you know, we have to be the informed squad here. We
That's
need
right.
To get out there, you know, read your labels.
Informed squad, I love it.
So, for sure. What did someone just say? Can you back up? Someone said something about mice.
I don't know. Just get on with let's talk about the avocado. Okay. All right. So Bill Gates actually started this company. What's it called again?
What's
it called? What's the thing called? Appeal.
It's called Appeal.
Appeal. And you'll see,
APEEL.
You're going to see the stickers at the store, right? And Bill Gates starts this company, Appeal. And what they're doing with these avocados, in case you haven't heard, is they're putting a coating on them.
Edible film coating that stops produce from losing moisture. Now, this started around 2018, guys. And I wrote it down.
Use those notes.
They fundraised to get it like $719 million. Okay. And it was brought by Bill Gates. And so basically there's like two parts. One's kind of Invisapeel and the other one is Edapeel. So the Invisapeel they put on dirt in the field, and then there's the Edapeel that they do afterwards. So the avocados right now they're sprayed with this coating to help them last longer, like double the time, triple the time. So like if you think about it, okay, and when you go to look it up, they've scrubbed a lot of stuff that used to be on, you know, even within the past like few weeks. When you go, do you guys want something that's been sitting on a boat forever to get here, and then it's going to get into the grocery stores or wherever and just sitting there for a long, long, long time? I mean, because our produce already travels far enough when it comes to us at the grocery stores, average of 1,200, 1,500 miles. When you pick it from the garden, it loses so much nutritional value so quickly. And then they're putting these chemicals, they're saying they're totally, the FDA approved it. It's called generally recommended as safe. Well, I don't trust any of that kind of stuff because, a little bit of poison, and you keep eating a little bit of poison all the time, is going to hurt you. Who knows what they're putting in these chemicals, how it's being processed, what's going on. So, when we're ingesting this and then the thing's been sitting around forever, who knows? So I'm always on the air side of caution. I'm always about, come on, let's eat local. Go to your farmer's market, or come on, everyone, let's start growing more. Start somewhere in a pot, in a raised bed. If you have a little garden, if you have friends, you want to do a community garden, start supporting community supported agriculture, get on one of those. You can get a weekly subscription, look into your areas, and just try to shop more locally. So I think that's so huge. But what I wanted to show you is, I had thought it was just at Costco. Walmart's have it. Schnucks had it. That's a store like around the St. Louis area. But what it does is, and I got a couple of them just to see how it would ripen. So this avocado has been sitting in my house for
with no air conditioning, no controlled environment.
So I had bought 2 of them, and they were hard green, like this one. Okay, this is really, really, really hard. And all of a sudden it turned really dark like this. Now, when it turns really dark like this, usually an avocado is very squishy. Well, I was squishing it and it was hard as a baseball. Day after day, it was black like this, and it was very, very hard. So it just was kind of weird. I was like, this is weird. So it took many weeks, and then now it's soft. This is right now ready for me to eat. So it's just not natural.
And if you notice the companies that are involved with launching this stuff and putting 100% on their avocados, it's places like, pay attention, Trader Joe's, Gilson's, Ralph's, Sprouts, Vons, Walmart, Whole Foods, Kroger, Harps Food, Wakerfin brand stores, including Price Right, Fairway Market, Target, Bristol Farms, and more. Now think back over the last couple of years, what do all those stores have in common? They were all in on the,
Well, and also
tyranny right before your eyes.
That's the other thing. They're putting this on organic food. So how does that change? How does it change, your organic status? I definitely don't want to eat organic food if I'm getting it from the store that's been sprayed in the field, or, after it comes out to make it last longer. So you have to just be very, very careful and read your label. So the labels, they look very similar, but it will say on it APEEL. So if you see that, maybe find someplace else that, like this one here, this is just a regular avocado. So just read your labels. Okay. Very, very important. So there's a lot of ways. We also wanted to talk about, there's a lot of organizations do look out. I really do like the Environmental Working Group. You can go environmentalworkinggroup.org. They have tons of stuff about everything from healthcare products to your fruits and your vegetables, all kinds of foods, everything. You can go there and learn some things that could help you. And the other thing that I think is really just an awesome organization is the Weston Price Foundation.
And some of the things that Appeal has been known, and the hazardous warnings that it has, is that it causes serious eye damage, H318, H317. These are the list of the, stuff that they got to put on there. H317 may cause allergic skin reaction. H412, harmful to aquatic life with long-lasting effects. Precautionary statements. P280, wear protective gloves, protective clothing, and eye protection and face protection. P302, P352, if on skin, wash with plenty of water. Sounds like something you should be coating your food with and possibly ingesting. It's on the Appeal Safety Data Sheet, which is open to the public to read. So go educate yourself. And then while you guys, if you can't grow 90% of your food, if you're on that journey to get as better as you can, the best and best, then just when you're at the store, at least be mindful. Like, don't be the zombie walking down the aisles
and just put it in
putting
your
stuff
cart.
in your
Yeah.
cart.
So then it takes
This is where it's going to start. If you can't live this life, is going to start at the store, buying the best
with your
food
money,
at the store.
with your
And
dollars.
then if no one buys this appeal stuff, they're going to abandon it, right? When you speak with your dollars, it gets abandoned.
Yeah, and then here's the other thing. When you go to a restaurant, you know, let's say you go to a Mexican restaurant and then they have avocados. You know, who knows you're getting that stuff.
I know
we have
our
to be
local restaurant goes across the street to Walmart to pick up avocados and stuff.
And
that
that's all they have there is.
We're not going there no more.
So you just have to be a little bit more diligent
and be committed.
Yes. And just read your labels. It's so, so important. So I was talking about the Weston Price Foundation.
Yes.
So the Weston Price Foundation, if you guys want to spend $40,
and we don't have anything to do with the Weston Price Foundation. We are not affiliates. We don't make a dime if you sign
even
up.
Though we love
All
them.
we're trying to do is give you the information. This is, if you guys don't know anything about Weston Price, do a Google search, read the history of the guy. He did some phenomenal work, and now he has a foundation that continues on and does this great work. And we actually are buddies with them, and they do come to the Homesteading Life Conference, and they are out on the homesteading conferences talking to people about food and
they
stuff.
are all about education, which I love. They try so hard to educate everyone. They do have something that is called they have it every single year. It's the 2023, this one, the shopping guide.
It's crazy. I got this in the mail, and Stacy wasn't even there, and it tells you like where to buy aged cheese. Best whole raw cheese made with milk from grass-fed animals, preferably using animal rennet, and heated no longer than 110 degrees. If smoked, must be naturally.
Okay, you don't
so it gives you like all the stuff to look for. 5 Spoke Creamery, Meadow Creek Dairy. These are all the people that actually provide this for you. Raw Farm Cow and Goat Cheese and the .com. So it's a whole list over and over and over of all the foods that are good for you, fresh meat, and all the places you can get fresh meat delivered to your house.
Olive oils,
the
it'll go through
stores,
your juices, it goes through any kind of food, your breads, it goes into
lacto-fermented vegetables, which you should be making yourself. Everything on here, and it tells you all the different stores and where you can get them from. And ancient grains and organic whole grain flours. This is the organic sprouted flours and baked mixes made with them. Organic whole grain flours. This is a good list here. Divine Organics, raw almond flour. If you wanted to get something like that, it gives you all the connections to make on how to get it. If you want to get some crackers, what'd you call me? So great information.
So all your dairy products, everything, and then it goes into, it'll tell you which one is the best one, which one is the good ones, and which ones to avoid. And it'll go through all the different
Can we
brands.
get a thumbs up for information? It's right down there, and it's for free. There's 4,000 people and only 2,000 thumbs up. Can we get some thumbs ups for information for free?
It gives you,
well, you gotta
all
join
your
the club.
eggs. It gives you your fats and oils. I mean, all these things that everyone has questions. Which ones are good? Which ones aren't good? Which one should I get? You know, seafood, meats. I mean, it goes into everything. Yogurt.
It's Weston, Weston, Weston Price Foundation. Just like that. Weston Price Foundation. Watch. Weston Price Foundation. The Weston Price Foundation. The Weston Price Foundation.
And then
the Weston Price Foundation. The Weston Price Foundation. The Weston Price Foundation. And we're members.
So, and here's with your membership.
Oh my gosh, we're showing our stuff on there.
So, the other thing you're going to get is 4 times a year, you get this quarterly magazine that is loaded and loaded and loaded with wonderful articles from doctors, and they just go into everything. And then you're going to also get lots of different information, like truths about cholesterol, how to protect yourself against cancer with food, soy alert, real milk, cod liver oil.
Yeah.
Myths and truths about COVID-19.
It's raining out here,
dangers
y'all.
of industrial fats and oils. Vaccination. Vegetarian and vegan diet. Dangers. Butter is better. Nutrition for mental health. So they have all these things that you get. And then the cool thing is you can buy just basically for probably what it costs them to make. If you want more, if you want to pass out to friends or give them to family members, because they're a short read and you get so much information in these. And I think it's probably one of the best things, one of the best investments. I really do like. They really get on things. They are total watchdogs for you guys and for our food systems, and are trying so hard, to help educate us. So
What was the other place called?
for what?
The not Western Price, but the other place.
I don't know what you mean.
You said there was another place to look up. The food. Who does the Clean 15?
Oh, an environmental working group.
Working group. The Environmental Working Group.
They call it EWG.
EWG. Fighting the ESG.
Yeah. And definitely, this shopping guide is great. You could just throw it in your backpack or your purse when you're going shopping in the store. And if you're not sure, it's like, what olive oil do I get? Look on here, find it, find the one that says best, and then, get that one. Because that way, so many people are so confused when they do go shopping. They don't know what to get. And this will list a lot of different, it goes through sweeteners and everything. This is just great. They started doing this quite a few years ago, and I love it. Then it cuts down half your time going to the grocery store.
Yeah, food is medicine. It's designed to be medicine from the creator. He told you this is going to be medicine and food for your body. Hippocrates, over 2,000 years ago, he said, all your sickness, everything comes from your gut. So if you have a healthy gut, you'll be healthy. If you have a sick gut, you're going to be sick. And so what they've done is they've zeroed in on that. They know all this information, I promise you guys. And they're making the food sickly for you to digest. So you become sick and you become part of the big pharma complex. And that's what they want. Ultimate goal is, man, when I come out with this information this week, it's going to be hard to take. But the ultimate goal is either to keep you on big pharma or to literally kill you off. That's it. It's population control on a mass scale globally. Right now, they're flooding the borders. Are you guys paying attention with the borders? Man, y'all.
So everyone's asking, okay, where do you get the shopping guide?
Next.
You can talk about it in a second. But just go to westonprice.org. You guys can join, because you're going to get all this stuff when you join. And you'll get this thick magazine. The articles are amazing. Amazing.
If you guys don't know about Weston Price, basically back in the day, he did this great big study where he traveled the world and he talked to all the indigenous people. Yes. And as he traveled the world, he wanted to see how bone structure was working as the Western diet was introduced to these people. And as the Western diet, our diet, the one they tell you to like, as it's introduced to the indigenous people around the world, right?
Who never had a word for cancer, were never sick, had beautiful
no
teeth
diabetes,
structures and all this. And when they went and had a Western diet,
which is white sugar, white flour,
processed milk, all that good stuff. Yeah.
No, there's the four devils: white sugar, white flour,
white salt too.
White salt, and what was the fourth one?
I don't know. You ask me that all the time.
Always the four devils. So, and then when they started ingesting that, right, then their bone structure started going down.
Sugars and all
that.
Their
teeth started rotting and falling out. Their bodies started getting fat. They were sick all the time. These are facts, and everyone knows it.
And it was the largest case study. He traveled the whole world. The book that I love is called Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. Physical and Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. And it's by Dr. Weston Price. Very good book. It's got pictures in it that you can see. It's just amazing. It's just wonderful. But it can show what food can do to us. Why do so many kids need braces now? Because of their diet and what's going on.
And glasses. How many you see kids with glasses everywhere? And you remember there used to be one doctor and he took care of all the animals in the town and he took care of all the people. Don't you guys remember those old Westerns? Don't you watch that stuff? And now there's a whole team of doctors to take care of one person. And if you guys are paying attention, all this changed this transvestite stuff, right, is all part of making more money off of your confused people. And they're moving them into the complex, and they're turning this into a multi-bazillion-dollar deal off of mentally unstable people. And it's a shame.
Yep. So go to Weston Price.
And Himalayan salt is not that good. Redmond salt is the best salt. If you are in America, you use Doug and Stacy's link that I'm dropping right here. Buy Redmond salt. Redmond is the best salt for you. Okay. It's made in America, so it's local to your area. It's from an ancient bed, which means it has no plastics in it. It dried up long before plastics were invented.
A sheet of bentonite
Layers
clay
of bentonite clay
that
keep it
protects it.
pristine. Okay, we know the people. We've been to the mine.
It has over 60 trace minerals that the human body needs, as well as your soil. We need it to function properly. You need the proper
You can actually
ratios.
put it in your soil, but if you look up what your bones are made out of and you look up what's in the Redmond salt, that is exactly the same thing. That's why your body needs it. But we've been sold white salt and we're not educated. And so we get high cholesterol, or what do you get? Diabetes, heart problems, heart disease. Your doctor tells you stay away from the salt, but that's because it's the wrong salt. They've drained all the minerals off of it, and they've only give you the white sodium chloride.
And you need sodium and potassium together for everything to work right.
The way God made it.
Right. So I was saying last week that many holistic doctors, if you do have high blood pressure, do put people on a good unrefined salt.
And kidney stones and stuff like that, a lot of this stuff is caused because you don't have the salt and minerals and you're not drinking the water.
Water is huge, you guys.
I mean,
do not drink tap water or city water. I just saw a thing, gosh, there's over like 3,000 chemicals.
Operation Paperclip. Leave it in the comments if you know about Operation Paperclip. Drop it in the comments. Don't drink the tap water.
Yeah, there was like over 3,000 chemicals or something that they're finding in tap water now. So
thanks, Scott. We're always good to see Scott hanging out with us. He's an OG homestead homie. Operation Paperclip. Leave it in the comments if you know about Operation Paperclip. What kind of sugar do you use? We use sugar in the raw if we use sugar. We don't use a lot of sugar. We use mostly maple syrup and we use honey.
Yeah, maple syrup or honey are my preferred sweeteners. The other one that I do use for certain things, like especially I like it on like steel cut oats. If we have it, is sucanat. It's spelled Sucanat, like sugarcane natural sucanat. It's your least processed of the sugars. It is in its most raw form, and it's basically evaporated cane juice. It's a darker color, and it kind of is brown sugary tasting. Very natural, very high in the minerals. It hasn't been processed hardly at all, and that's what I like to use if I need to bake or do something. If I don't use maple or maple syrup or honey, so those are our favorites.
Oh, you want me to talk about what? Something about people coming into our country. We should be lined up down there with the M16s, those scary guns, and all those scary guns, and blasting them. We're being invaded. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. We're being invaded. It's no joke. We got to put some rounds in the air, and then no country is going to take this, y'all. And this is the Clive and Piven. Did you guys get the book from last week? We had a whole week to get it and read it and start studying it. This is the classic play, and I'm going to show videos this week. They're doing it in France and several other places right now. They're trying to flood us with the immigrants because they want to take away our customs and our traditions and our rule of law and all that stuff. And they're going to use them also. Right? The gun violence, the last two were real bad, were, Stacy, what do you think of carnivore? It says carnival diet, but I know you're saying carnivore. No, Molly.
There have been many. I look, if you want to know anything about the carnivore diet, you guys can go to listen to Dr. Ken Berry. I think it's a great diet for many people who do very well. For me personally, I'm more of I do a lot of meat and vegetables, very low carbohydrate. I'll stay below 50 grams. So I'm more like keto. But so many people have been healed by so many different ailments and things that are going on, and check into it. If you want to learn more about it, look into the Dr. Ken Berry, and you can learn a lot from that.
Y'all, one of the main things the President of the United States, his constitutional thing that he swore an oath to and everything, is keeping our borders. And then next after him is your governor of your state. Okay? This is all clown world stuff we're living in right now. And if we don't get serious, this won't be America. We'll be global citizens, okay? And you'll be getting pushed around. Right? Because if you don't use your freedoms, you're going to lose them. It's called the law of use. It's even in the scriptures. Remember the ancient story about the talons? I mean, y'all, we just got to get it together.
So someone's asking about how to improve your eyesight. The big thing, and I'm going to tell you guys, when your insulin levels are raised and you eat a lot of carbohydrates, like breads, pasta, cereals, crackers, and things like that, it does affect your eyesight tremendously. I mean, look at people who do have diabetes, what happens to their eyesight. But people who don't, you may notice, how come some days your eyesight's better than others? Of course, you have a lot of tiny muscles in your eyes, but you do strain, especially if you're on the computer and things like that. But the big thing is, if you really get into cooking some broccoli or some asparagus, having a nice portion of that, having a salad, having some nice pastured meat, or having, eggs, pasture eggs, or having, your pasture raised chickens, and all those, eating good foods like that, and good fats like ghee or coconut oil or beef fat or duck fat, when you're cooking with your food. It is so incredible what it can do. Your eyesight, when you eat those good foods, you'll start noticing your eyesight's getting better. And the other thing is to get outside so you have this three-dimensional view around you to help with your eyes, because a lot of us stay inside all the time and you're looking at a screen. So then your eyes are zoomed in, and that's why a lot of people need the glasses, because that's all they do. They're not getting that, being able to look far away. You need that depth perception. So you need to get out,
going these kids with the screens now, I mean, they have no chance.
So those are incredible ways. But your diet is huge, and when you eat a lot of sugar-laden things like frosted mini wheats and Fruit Loops,
Twinkies,
and M&Ms, and all those things, that is killing your eyes.
You know who you are.
It's true, and that sugar stuff really will get to your eyes. And honestly, I know for me, in my 20s, I needed to wear glasses. My eyes were terrible. I mean, I would eat a lot of sugary things, and I would eat out and have French fries and hamburgers, go to fast food, and the more I just kept learning, and especially now, it's so funny. I'm 60 now, so my eyes usually, with age, your eyes are going to get worse. Well, I try to eat really good, and I know if I do eat higher carbohydrates, I can see my eyesight gets blurrier. I mean, it's crazy. I do a lot of these things on myself. I'm like an experiment, but I tend to really notice that. And so it is so important to really watch, what you're putting in your body, because you can fix a lot of that. And also, Doug and I did a video about your eyesight. There's some exercises. You can also look on the internet. I'm pretty sure you can find it on the internet, and he's got a book too. It's called the Bates, Bates, the Bates method. And there's a lot of exercises on there that get people off of glasses, and they're just simple exercises. And some people are like, that looks stupid if I'm going to do this and sway or do things, but it really has worked. And I know many people that have gotten off wearing glasses by doing a lot of things from the Bates method and having a good diet. So start there.
The Berkey story is BS.
You want to know where you got your hat?
I looked into it, Linda, and it's just some hacks. They've already been, put in their place, so to speak. Berkey's not putting up with it. So they got the, stuff to back it up or whatever.
Can you move up a little?
Yeah. Certainly I can. No kidding about the water where I live. It's not drinkable. It smells like chlorine. Sometimes it comes out cloudy and drinkable, not even for my pets. How do I keep broccoli from giving me a terrible farts?
So just go ahead and cook it and see what happens. Leave a comment if cooked broccoli does that too. And if it does bother you too much, then maybe try something else. Another type of cruciferous vegetable. You could go with kale, or you could do radishes, or you could do Brussels sprouts and see how that is.
Rock Lick Ranch, I got Steve coming over this week, and we're going to start cleaning up the front and setting up the sawmill. And then, so after that, we got to go to the Okie Homesteading Expo, y'all. If you haven't got tickets yet, you got to go to the Okie Homesteading Expo. It's in Pryor, Oklahoma. It's the best $25 you can spend. $25. And you guys can get in, listen to experts in their field. Stacy and I will be there talking, giving you guys the rundown, shakedown. And it's going to be a really good time. And it's only $25. It's in Pryor, Oklahoma. I'm leaving a link for you right now in the comments section, because I'm a good boy like that. And we hope to see you guys out there. We'll be talking, but we're super accessible, so we'll be answering your questions, hanging out with you guys, and the whole nine. So please come to the Okie Homesteading Expo and see us. Otherwise, they might get mad because no one came to see us, and they wanted us to come there so people would come and see us.
Oh, and then also, someone just left a great comment. Broccoli sprouts. So if you want the broccoli, you can do the broccoli sprouts. When you're sprouting, it's so much easier for you guys to digest too. So if you're doing sprouting or microgreens, they're just great.
Okay, so if you guys just showed up to the live show, what we're talking about is the avocados that are now being treated with a chemical called Appeal. And we listed off some of the, side effects that they have to list on their data sheet, and it ain't pretty. And basically what it does is it tries to keep the avocado from drying out as fast, and it turns it into a big mess. Stacy did an experiment with it before we did this video.
So I thought it was ready. I looked at it and I thought it was ready to go. And I go to squeeze it after it had been sitting for a couple days. And I bought them bright green and hard. And it was still hard. Oh, there's a tick on me.
Oh, there's a tick on her. Y'all, if you live in the country, make sure you're doing your tick checks on the daily, because they can get you and mess you up. And when you pull the tick off you, it's good if it was inserted, is that while you're at that Redmond link, make sure you get some bentonite clay, because you put the bentonite clay on the tick bite and it sucks all that poison and tick poison out.
Yeah, it's great.
Y'all, please listen to Doug and Stacy.
The bentonite clay from Redmond is just amazing for any spider bites, for tick bites, for poison ivy.
It is.
It's just wonderful.
We are not playing.
Any rashes, it's just amazing. Mastitis for animals and women, it's just been phenomenal.
And I'm leaving the link for you right here.
We're getting rained on.
We're getting rained on, but we will not stop trying to bring you this information. No one can stop us. Or nothing. We are pretty serious, man. We're trying to bring you the information. See, we're not even getting the views. We're trying to bring you the information so you can make an educated decision. If you want to call me crazy and think we're crazy and whatever, that's fine too. But everything we're telling you guys is legit. We might be off a little bit, you know what I'm saying, but it's legit. Lawyer and I are coming. Oh, and if you guys sent me an email about coming to the Homesteading Live Conference in Hannibal, Missouri, I'll be sending you guys out links for tickets to get your tickets pretty soon here, probably within this next week. We're going to be at the Tulip Festival, too, if you can't go to Oklahoma.
In Orange City, Iowa.
Orange City, Iowa, this next weekend. Yeah. And we're going to be up there hanging out with you guys totally free. We're just going up there to be hanging out with some friends. And, if you guys want to chat it up, we'll be there as well. You can come up, take selfies, ask us questions, give us hugs, swap biome. And if you ever want to see where we're going to be, because we're going to add more stuff, it's on the events tab at our offgridwithdougandstacy.com website.
Someone wants to know, what homestead animal gives you the most bang for your buck?
Chicken.
Yeah, I mean, it really, I think, out of
Can't
anything.
beat the chicken. Easy keeper, gives you eggs, reproduces easy. All you need is a rooster. I mean, you got food for life, high protein, good cholesterol,
eggs,
everything,
meat,
fat, all of it, man. Then you got bone broth to get you through the winter time when there's not enough sun outside. Chicken is the bomb.
Yeah, the bones, if you don't use the bones, freeze them, and then you can use them later to make bone broth out of. You make chicken noodle soup, use it, the broth, you can can it, you could just use it, make it when you make your rices and your dishes. I mean, it is so helpful, it's so wonderful. So that's what, we pick chickens for sure.
Yeah, there's 5,000 people and only 3,000 thumbs up, you slackers! If you can't even hit the thumbs up, how can you defeat the New World Order?
When will you share your firewood stuff?
Oh, I told her, I was just talking
today.
about that?
Yeah.
I'm going to get that. As soon as we get done with the Okie Homestead thing, I'm going to light up the wood lot. That's what I'm calling it. And we're going to have another YouTube channel. And so what I'm going to do is, as I'm leaving here with a load of wood, I'll take you and show you the whole woodlot operation. And that'll give you guys some ideas how you can make money off the grid for yourself. Simple. Okay? And it's lit. I got quite a process going on right now. It's lit. Doug, where do you get your hat? This is just from the Amish store. That's where I get it. It's pretty easy for me to get there. I can't really sell them or nothing like that because they're so hard to ship. They're goofy like that. So you guys are just kind of on your own.
And they're all different sizes.
Yeah. All right. Man, so if you guys are just tuning in, basically what we're trying to explain to you is Bill Gates is heavily involved with the company, and they're putting a thing called Appeal on avocados from Walmart and a lot of the major grocers that were in on the COVID lie, okay? And that's why they're in on this lie too. And they're coating your food with it, and you can read their data sheet that tells you all the stuff that's going on with it, and it's super toxic and not good for your body. If it gets on your skin, you're supposed to wash it off with a lot of water, and it's, just do your homework. And we're just trying to bring you this
I mean, it's
information.
basically like when they put herbicides and fungicides, on the products. I mean, the plant is going to absorb it and you're going to ingest it.
Yes.
Why not grow it yourself?
Eat local.
Eat local.
Right?
Read your label. See, that's the thing we want you guys to do. If you're in the grocery store to get avocados, make sure it doesn't say APEEL on the label.
Yeah.
Like this one does not say that. This one says APEEL. So look, they have it at many of the stores that I'm sure all of you are shopping at, and many of them are organic because they just want to preserve the life of this.
Karen, mind your business. Train derailment 30 miles from East Palestine. Not again.
Seriously?
How long does pressure canned food last? I don't know. We don't can food around here. We ferment food because canning kills. There are some things that we can. My wife is tell you that we do. But most of the stuff that we do is fermenting because fermenting keeps the food alive and it keeps all the enzymes and everything good for your gut. And that's why we spend all this time. See all this work we put in? Growing 90% of our own food. I don't want to kill our food and just have filler. We're actually growing food to be our medicine and to nourish our bodies. And the only way we can do that is by eating fermented food.
But pressure canning will last a few years.
Oh, it'll last a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you just need something for your gullet.
They'll tell you a couple years, but I mean, honestly, I know people who they've had them for years. So, yeah.
I know. They just won't hit the thumbs up. I hear you. I've asked them a couple times. I'm done with it. Happy Mother's Day, Stacy.
Thank you.
She's the best mama on the planet that I know of.
Oh, Wisteria made Stacy's purple cabbage.
Oh, awesome. No, we're not even going to eat that appeal. We just wanted to show you guys this thing. You want to open it up? Let's open it up.
No, I opened up the other one. It looks just like an avocado. It smells just like an avocado. Everything about it looks like an avocado. What are you doing? It's like you're popping a zit. It looks just like an avocado.
Oh. Yeah, we wouldn't eat that thing. I won't even feed that to the chickens, actually.
But, well...
I won't put it in the compost either. That's another thing you guys got to look out for. Is if you're using food for compost, like you got to be like wondering where they're getting the food from, because if you just do a bunch of GMO food and make compost, that's not good compost.
Someone just asked me what brand of beef tallow do I use. You guys can make it. It's so simple. You just render down. There's lots of videos on how to make tallow. You just render down fat. So if you butcher, let's say you got a cow, you went in and found a farmer and you bought a cow, and then they took it to the processor and you got the cow, which a lot of you guys should start doing if you're not doing it already. It's very economical to get a quarter of a cow, a half of a cow. And that way have them save the fat for you. And when you have the fat and it's frozen and you're ready to render, you can render and make your own beef tallow. It's so simple. Curtis,
when you heat up food over 100, what is it? It's like 100 and something degrees. Then it kills all the enzymes in the food. And that's just a fact. It's a scientifical, known, proven, straight up fact.
I mean, you're going to get vitamins from
There's
food.
some stuff from it, but it's not the good, vibrant food. So if I'm going to have food storage, and the purpose of that food storage is to keep me healthy, alert, alive, fresh, right? My skin good, everything good. Then that's what I want to do. I want to preserve the food in the best way that's going to nourish my body. If I know that canning kills and I work so hard in this garden, I'm not going to can the food. And that's the decision we made way back. Like, I think we did 1 year worth of canning and it's still underneath our house. I might show it to you one day. But those are just the facts. And once we learn more about the food, we made a conscious decision to eat fresh. Like all of our food is fresh off the vine. And then our food storage is the fermented food. Constantly we have fermented food.
Right. And just know when you do can, you're going to get, right. Just know, but you're going to get vitamins too.
Yes.
But you're not going to get more bang for your buck.
No.
So
it's just not, that is just not feeding a healthy gut.
When I eat, I prefer to have more fresh vegetables. So when you ferment, like if I'm have green beans, I'll make dilly beans. I'll have a little bit of that. Then maybe I'll have my meat. I can have a salad or sprouts or something like that. We eat a lot of salad. Or potatoes or something. So, I just kind of do it like that.
We eat a lot of fresh meat. All of our meat's grass-fed, no grains. If you guys are buying beef or something, no grain-fed beef. You don't want anyone finishing off. These animals aren't made to eat the grains. They're made to chew the cud, like Leviticus 11 says. It's so crazy. They chew the cud and they have a split hoof. It's good stuff. Do you trust local butcher if you don't see the farm? You got to get to know the people you're buying your
Well,
stuff
find out
from.
where the butcher, if they give you someone's name, you can call and talk to the farmer. They're usually, you know,
Freeze-dried food is awesome. But we live off-grid, so we can't really have one of those fancy freeze dryers. But man, that is like a
because
boss
it's
way to do it.
It'll keep the nutritional value in it right away, and it'll last like 20, 25 years.
And all you do is add the good water to it,
or
spring
a lot
water.
of the treats, you just go ahead and eat it. So yes, it's a wonderful way to preserve your stuff.
Yeah, if your stuff doesn't have the sticker on it, and I'm not sure if they can put a peel on organic.
Yes, they can.
Oh, yes, they can.
Yeah, y'all know they are.
They're putting you in the trick bag everywhere. So it can have that on there if it's organic. So just if you see that appeal sticker, now you know what's going to happen. The word's going to get out on the street because y'all are sharp and you're going to share this video. And they're going to change the name from global warming to climate. I mean, from appeal to something else, to non-appeal. Because they always do the name game once you guys get close.
But the little sticker looks very similar. But it just says on there, it'll say appeal. And when you go to the store, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it is.
And that is true too. Like with what I've seen lately, like especially the last 3 years, Food and Drug Administration. I don't really trust it no more, man. And when I show you these videos coming up this week, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. You guys got to do your own thing. But I can't trust it. That's why we're growing all of this food and going through all of this trouble, y'all. And believe me, that's why they have stores, because this is work. It's a lot of work. Okay? It's a lot of work. But the Bible says you shall be blessed. He says you shall eat by the sweat of your brow.
Yeah, someone's asking what else is it on. You know what? I'm not exactly sure. They started this in other countries, like over in Africa, like cassava root and all that. And I'm not up on, I should look into it more on what else, but they also have the Invisapeel that they're putting on before, like when it's in the field. So I have to do a lot more research, but right now I know this is everywhere. They're all over the place now, everywhere. So just read your avocado labels.
The high tunnel's done. It's right there behind us. See it? It's right there. Isn't it beautiful? Would you miss part 3? Y'all, YouTube is hiding our videos. Y'all are missing videos. You are unsubscribed from our channel because that's the way they do it. And so you have to stay vigilant. You have to stay on top of your own stuff and be the captain of your own ship. We will be at Las Vegas. We're going to be here. We're going to be there. We're going to be everywhere. And I'm waiting for our attorney to get back to us because we're talking to them about these giveaways and stuff, because I don't want to get in any trouble with this stuff. I just want to bless you guys, but I want to make sure I'm following the parameters that have been set before me by the government that threatens me with a cage. Because I do not do well in cages. No, we don't ever really deworm our sheep or anything. We do natural stuff. We rotate them. They're Katahdins. They're a little hardier. They have good grass. We're moving them, and we let nature do its thing. If we lose one from a high worm load, maybe it was weak anyway. So, you know, it's just nature's going to take care of itself.
Works. I do that too. I give it to them like free choice. I'll put them in, or you can coat their, if you want to give them oats. We don't give ours oats. But I'll mix it in with some of the Redmond salts. I like the Redmond salt. They do have the Redmond Agriculture. They have a great one that has garlic that helps with the fly load on them.
That's at the link I just provided.
Yeah, so if you want to get that, the couple things that I do, I like to get the salt on a rope. It's a big block of salt that I hang for the horses.
Don't drop it.
Oh, it's wonderful. Or if you have goats or anything, they love it. And the sheep.
Do we love the Sun Oven? Of course we recommend it.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
And they're good patriotic folk over there. Unless you know something I don't know. Do you know anything about the huge complex in Lebanon for the elites after the hell breaks loose? I don't know. I've heard of that, you know, underneath Colorado, that's where the Queen's going to go, from England. I mean, there's so much stuff going on, y'all. But let's just concentrate on this food. And let's just concentrate on our schools and our young people. And then, you know, let's just start holding people accountable. Because that's what's problem is. You know, let's just quit being friends with our kids and be parents and then be friends.
Now everyone's reading in their labels on their avocados.
They
at their
best
house.
be doing
No,
it.
everyone's got it says appeal. It says
Yes,
appeal. See,
you guys didn't even know, man. Doug and Stacy just saved your
I mean,
life.
look what they're doing. They just did it. You know, here you go.
No knowledge to you. You know why? You know, they think you're dumb. They literally, all them, those folks and these college, you know, folks, they all just think we're just a bunch of dumb people. We're just dumb and we can't run our lives. This is the oldest socialist, Marxist, communist crap ever, right? Because they think you're too stupid to run your life and they want to run it for you. It's nothing new under the sun. Central banks and the central CBC, nothing new under the sun. And I'm going to show you guys this week, the 1920s. Russia was already doing it. One bank for the people, and the same bank was the central bank. Coming this week in videos. I love this stuff, man, because this information will set you free, like out of this bondage of the system. You know? I'm just saying. I can tell you from my life experience over the last several years. She picked up avocados at the food bank from Mexico with the EMP on the label. Did it go off? Acid reflux help. There's no such thing.
Yeah, no, that's no.
Come on, tell them.
So basically, when they say you have too much, you know, you don't have enough stomach acid. The thing is, what you need to do with acid reflux is because of the little flap there is letting some of it come up and make you feel that in your, I guess, your throat. So all you need to do is before you eat, like 15, 20, half an hour, minutes before you eat, have a little apple cider vinegar, raw apple cider vinegar, and some water, and it could probably help you to put more stomach acid into your belly, because you need a stomach acid. Your stomach acid should be like between 1 and 3, which is like battery acid. And most of us have diluted stomach acid. Maybe you're drinking too much water when you're eating and you're diluting the stomach acid. If you're drinking ice cold water, that's even worse. You know, drink the water before you eat. So when you eat, you might only have a couple sips so that you will, you know,
no ice water.
To be able to digest your food better. Because that's what a lot of people do. They get bloated, they get acid reflux, you're eating too fast. Digestion starts in your mouth. Make sure you chew it up, because you're going to get an enzyme in your mouth that's going to help the first part of digestion. So when it goes down the stomach, that it'll break down. But if you're drinking too much water, you just diluted all that stomach acid when it should be between 1 and 3. And so then the little flap opens up and then some of the acid comes up. So that could be a really good, easy fix. Making sure you chew your food really well and, you know, sit down when you're eating and just, you know, relax and try and see if that helps. And then you can also look into, do your research on the internet too, but, you know, you can look into digestive enzymes and, you know, kind of go from there. And that could help you possibly, you know, right now if you're having an issue. And then also, if a lot of people are having any problems with that or going on and you have some stomach issues, also you can do some research on slippery elm and see what you find on that too. So slippery elm.
So the topic of the video is they're putting a product called Appeal on avocados sold at Costco, Walmart, and bunches of other stores that I listed in the front
Trader
part of this
Joe's,
video.
Whole Foods even.
This is a Bill Gates baby, okay? And it has a ton of bad stuff in it because they have to disclaim it on the data sheet. And we're sharing the data sheet information with you guys earlier on in this video, telling you what the stuff is. And it's disgusting. If it gets on your hands, you're supposed to wash your hands off with like 500 gallons of water and stuff. It's crazy, right? And we're letting them pollute the food system right before our eyes. And we're asking for labels so we can have informed consent. And we're being told to sit down and shut up and to eat this crappy food and don't say anything about it. Put your mask on, get back in your house, stay away from your friends, don't see your parents and loved ones, and do what we tell you to do. And some of you guys are falling for it. And we're just here to try to be the other side, saying, get outside, get some vitamin D, hug your loved ones, don't let anyone stand between you and your parents, put them on your property if you can and take care of them. That's your duty. You know what I mean? Like, don't put any foreign substances in your body. Don't eat stuff that you can't pronounce. Don't count on the government to save you, because they're not here to save you. They're here to hurt you. They are into population control and you're not. The Bible says to be fruitful and multiply. They say kill it all off. I mean, it's all right there for you to see. I'm flowing tonight. You could drink the Soleil every day. But you don't drink the Soleil every day. You just put in the morning the first spoonful in your water, and that's it for the whole day, no matter how much water you drink.
Well,
unless you're sweating.
Like if you're, sweating a lot. Or if you don't want to do the Soleil, just put a little pinch of the salt in there. Here's a great book for you guys. Don't listen to anything we say. I mean, I want you guys to always do your research. We always tell you to do your research. There's a really good book called The Salt Fix. The Salt Fix by Dr. James D. Nicolantonio. Dr. James D. Nicolantonio, The Salt Fix. It's a great, great book. It will teach you all about the minerals and everything about salt, what it does for the body and all that. So do your research and look into
If you want to know how to make it, just go to our videos and see the one that says, my wife told me to drink this, or just type in, my wife told me to drink this off-grid Doug, and it'll pop up. And the drink is called Soleil. Don't watch anybody else's video about it now. Just watch ours. We need all the help we can get so we can get back to those giveaways, because you guys are slacking on these views. I'm just telling you right now. So if you guys want to spend some time watching our old videos, it really helps the channel. We're going to be talking about the garden coming up, and a lot more videos about the homestead and some ways you guys can even do things at your house, like grow microgreens and everything. We're going to walk you through all that stuff and try to provide you with as much information as we can, because this stuff's not over, y'all. Okay, while you guys are doing your thing, they are constantly working behind the scenes, moving forward with their agenda, and they're going to keep doing it. I'm telling you guys right now, please listen to what I'm telling you. This is long game, end of it, and they're not stopping unless we make them. And right now, that's not happening. And there's another bill that's coming up, and it's about the food security. It's about you being able to grow food on your own property. I'll have more information about that. Tom Massey was a sponsor on the bill. You guys got to follow this stuff. I'll try to do some of it for you. But Tom Massey was a co-sponsor on a bill. It's about being able to grow food. It's about having your meat processors in your communities not have to jump through all these FDA hooky-winky stuff that they're putting on the big processors that drag their sick cows over to be processed, where in our facilities we're bringing cows from the pasture in, and we don't need all this extra hoopla that they're trying to put on that. So there's a bill coming up on that too, and it's coming up soon. I'm going to have information on that this week, I promise. And you have to be involved with this stuff. Get involved. Tell your congressman, tell your people that you don't want this stuff. And if this stuff actually it still works if you get in their ear a little bit.
Oh, Appeal says, website, someone says Cray 73 are treating apples and limes with it too.
Yeah, and they're not even labeling it.
Yeah, see, what I don't like is, I think how hard, they just need to let you know when you're going to buy.
But we've tried that with the GMO food. Remember, they've been genetically modifying food and corn and all this stuff. And we've been fighting for labels and trying to get that stuff labeled since like the 80s or something. And that food is so unviable, like it's so bad. They had to turn it into gasoline and then put it into your cars, y'all. They actually had to create an industry out of it just because they were subsidizing the farmers and putting them in the trick bag with the Monsanto corn. Those are true facts. You need to make your I ordered your tea yesterday. Oh, and we do have the Rest and Digest tea in stock right now, and the chocolate tea, and Stacy's cookbook, fermenting book, the off-grid booklet. I was going to drop you the homestead booklet tonight, but I was just that close from finishing, man. So it'll probably be next week. I'll have a sale for that going on, a pre-sale, because it'll be off to the printers, and then that'll be ready for you guys. And her book is almost done as well. So we're trying to give you guys as much ammunition as we can for you to make educated decisions, live a healthier life, right? And to just, kind of push back a little bit here.
And Courtney wants me to touch more on why ice water is bad for you. So when you're eating your food and you're drinking ice cold water, because your body is 98.6 degrees, it's going into your stomach. And your stomach is waiting there for you to eat your food. And it's got this stomach acid, It needs to be between 1.3. So then you're eating the food. So the food is warm when it goes in, and now it's going to drop in to ice cold water. It kind of like sits there and freaks out because it's got to get warm again. So that could cause you to have gas and bloating later on in the night, possibly too. And it's also going to dilute your stomach acid. So that's why it's really important to drink your water. So you're basically putting some good digestive enzymes. If you have a little raw apple cider vinegar half an hour before you eat and a nice glass of water, you're putting that water in the belly. It's going to go on through because your colon also needs the water as a pump to push your poop out. So a lot of people get constipated because they don't have enough water in their digestive tract, in the colon especially. So that way the water has time to go through there. And then when you eat, it's mostly for your food. You're chewing it up really good. And then if you need a little water to let it go down, you can have a few sips, but don't drink a lot. And then you're going to wait, an hour or two after you eat, and then you can have a little water. But that way you may notice your digestion's better, you're absorbing your food better, you're not having digestive problems as much. I mean, seriously, just try some of these simple things. They're free, it doesn't cost anything to do these things. And most of us have whacked out digestion anyway. Make sure you're sitting down, not rushing, and take this time to just really relax.
Yeah, and make sure you listen to Miguel here. Miguel, he says to make sure you consult your doctors instead of us two quacks. We're not doctors, nor would we ever practice to be doctors. Just do your research. Well, yeah, do your own research, right? We're telling you straight business, though. The doctors are only telling you what Big Pharma tells them to tell you so they can push more pills, okay? They don't learn about your body. They only learn how to treat, mask up problems. That's what they're taught. What is the tea? I ordered it's called Rest and Digest. It's so if you can drink some after you eat a meal, or if you're on the way to bed. It's no caffeine. We've sourced the finest organic herbs in North America to bring you guys the Rest and Digest tea. And we're going to be adding a couple of more flavors for you guys at the MissouriTeaCompany.com or at offgridwithdouandstacy.com. And then you guys will be able to enjoy that. Tea is healing, okay? It helps your body. This is ancient stuff. Tea, if you get good tea, is very, very good for you. And this chocolate tea has anthocyanins, and it's mood enhancing, good for you. What else does it have that's good for you?
The one thing
Tell
is,
them, Stacy.
chocolate is good if it hasn't been processed and not made with soy lecithin,
Yeah,
like
not
a candy bar,
bars.
and they put the milk in it. This is just from the chocolate, roasted hulls of the cacao, and basically that's it. And so it's got a lot of nutrients in it, magnesium, and it's just loaded, and it has theobromine, which is a mood enhancer. It's going to give you kind of effects of caffeine, but it's not going to give you the jitters and that crash like caffeine will give you. So it's just really good. It does taste like chocolate, and then you just put
especially
a little
with a splash of maple syrup in it.
Yeah.
It's off the chain.
Really
we have
good.
a tea steeper too that we sell that works really good. It's stainless steel, and you put that in there. You can roll it around, and it's off the chain. Coffee is not so good to drink on the daily because it has a diuretic in it. It's a diuretic, which means it squeezes the moisture out.
Coffee isn't bad.
I'm just saying it's a diuretic.
Here's the big thing,
especially if you're not drinking water.
A cup of coffee, and it also depletes a lot of your minerals. So they say you lose a lot more minerals if you drink coffee. But make sure if you are drinking coffee that you're getting organic coffee, because it's loaded with chemicals that you're ingesting. So get a good type of coffee. You can get organic coffee. It's really not that expensive. And you can grind it yourself, and then you'll have very fresh, because if you get it in the whole bean form, you're going to keep more of the nutritional value. Coffee does have a lot of benefits to it. You just want to drink the whole pot.
And drink it in the morning or something. Don't be drinking it before you go to bed, and it has like a life of it.
Half-life.
Yeah.
From like let's say it was 100 milligrams at 9 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, it's going to be 45 milligrams. And then you go again at 9 o'clock at night. So it's going to stay in you for a while. So just make sure you drink it in the morning, and you can have a cup of coffee. That's okay. But don't drink the whole pot.
Right. And a good replacer is the chocolate tea from Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. But yeah, if you're a heavy chocolate or coffee drinker, you might want to cut back just a little bit on that. And like I said, it's a diuretic. So if you're drinking tea, coffee, any of that's a Mountain Dews, and you're saying you're getting your water that way, you're not. Because like I say, it's sucking the moisture out of your bones and your body.
bugs.
How many days should I flip fermented garlic, and should I leave the lid loose? Don't leave the lid loose.
No,
You're
no,
gonna
no.
forget.
Oh no, it's fine. You just for a couple weeks. It'll and then you'll just pop it and you can like let's say it's sitting there and after the couple weeks and then you see it after a month, you might pop it. It'll pop a little bit more, but it's not going to get explosive. But the first couple weeks it's very active. So make sure that you're burping it um the first couple weeks and then you can make it tight after that. You should be fine. And then if you see it once in a while, you can pop it.
So if you guys just showed up, we're trying to show you guys about the toxic avocados being sold at all the stores now, Trader Joe's, even Walmart, Costco. It has a product on it called Appeal. That's a Bill Gates baby. And it has a lot of problems. Sheet, and we're just trying to bring awareness to you guys. And, so you guys can make informed decisions when you're at the grocery store, because even if you can't grow food like Stacy and myself, and when you're out buying food, if you're reading the labels, you can make decisions that are good for your family right there on the spot. If you can't pronounce it, don't buy it, don't eat it. Okay. Buy as local as you can. If you live in America, get the Redmond salt from Doug and Stacy's link.
And then wait, hold on. Judy just says theobromine also helps if you have asthma from a retired registered respiratory therapist. So theobromine is in the coffee, the chocolate tea.
Yes.
So
and the label is just going to say, what's it going to say?
The what now?
The label.
On the what? On the avocado? I wasn't paying attention. On the,
yeah.
It says Appeal.
Appeal.
Apeel.
Yes.
It'll say it right on the label.
And watch out, because now that everyone's getting hip, they're going to switch it over to something else. Okay?
Oh, someone just asked if you could eat a whole jar of fermented food. Don't do that, because you'll get very gassy and bloaty if you eat a whole food. Because basically you're putting, start with a spoonful or two. And then once you get used to doing it, then maybe you might have a spoonful for breakfast, maybe a spoonful at lunch and a spoonful at dinner. You just kind of build up to it, because basically you're putting good bacteria into your gut. And it's going to be eating some of the bad bacteria too, and kind of getting rid of them all. So sometimes if you eat way too much, it's like too much activity going on there. So you don't want to do too much. And anyway, it's very concentrated. That's the cool thing about it. You can make a nice quart-sized jar of sauerkraut or something. That'll last a while. That'll last a little bit if you have a little bit, every day.
And Evie, I'm using our cell phone to broadcast the live show, and that 2 signals that we just got, sorry for the interruptions, was telling me that I'm running out of data on my phone. And then one was our printer guy saying something. I don't know what he was saying. Something about thanks for something. We hung out with him a little bit. And I'm dressed up, and Stacy was, because we had dinner with moms. Moms came up from around the corner here, and we just hung out and everything. And Stacy and I were off trying to get ready for the Tulip Festival in Orange City, Iowa. We'll be there coming up to hang out with you guys and to see some tulips. Back in the day, the tulips, man, they had $10,000, $100,000 tulips. Tulips was like a big commodity. Man, salt was a big commodity. Look at all the things that used to warrant money, warrant transactions, and then stock up on those items. History tells you a lot, and there's nothing new under the sun. That's why it's amazing to watch this go down in America, because of all the people. All of us should totally be aware of what's going down and not allow it. But we've given over our schools. Get your kids out of schools. That's one of the biggest scams. I'm just on tonight, boy. Is all you parents out there saving up your money, your hard-earned money, and busting your hump, right? And then sending your kids to college so they can be indoctrinated. And then the kids that can't, go to college because they don't have the money or the means, they get the loans, so they're indebted in servitude, and they just go there and learn indoctrination and stuff. These kids are coming out of these colleges. They can't even tell you what year the Declaration of Independence was even signed. It's so messed up, y'all. You can watch the videos all day long on YouTube too. They're on there for you to watch.
And someone was just asking about detoxing herbs and things with all the bad foods and stuff. One of the easiest things that all of us can do, and unfortunately now the lemons will have the peel on it too. You want to do it. But if you get a nice organic lemon, squeeze half of a lemon in some water, maybe put a pinch of the Redmond salt in there and have a nice glass of water in the morning. It's very detoxifying. you know, and very healthful for your liver. And then also look and do your research on milk thistle and then dandelion. Dandelions are amazing. Milk thistle is very detoxifying for the liver. So do your research onto that. I like tell you guys, just look into things, do some studies, and then that way, you know, you guys can be empowered and kind of learn some of this stuff.
And that concludes our 75-minute show for this evening. As always, thanks for hanging out with us. You can go to offgridwithdougandstacy.com and the shop tab to pick up all things cool. Maybe grab a t-shirt or something, support the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you guys at the Okie Homesteading Expo coming up on, man, it's like 10 days or something. Gee whiz, like 2 weeks. And then we're going to be up in Iowa here if you guys want to come hang out with us there. And then we'll let you guys know more places that we're going to be coming up. If you guys email me about tickets for Hannibal, you will be getting an email soon about that with a link, and I'll try to get that cleaned up right away. And then we have more announcements coming out about our conference that we hold, and then we'll have more places that will be live so you guys can come and ask us questions and see us in person.
And someone asked, milk kefir is amazing. Water kefir and milk kefir are great. You get a lot of probiotics in that. Good stuff.
EMP on your stuff is a price code. It's not really what the coding is. So make sure you're looking and you see appeal. If you see it and you guys quit buying that stuff and you leave it on the shelves like Bud Light, they'll have no choice but to change the label. But you know what I mean? That's the first step. And at least we know we got them on the run a little bit. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll catch you on the next video. Leave a comment down below if you knew about the appeal stuff.
They want to know where we're going to be in Oklahoma. Pryor, Oklahoma.
Pryor, Oklahoma. Get your $25 tickets at the Okie Homestead Expo. You can type that in Google, or you can go to our offgridwithdougandstacy.com, hit our events tab, and we will be there. All right. Man, you guys are always a hoot to hanging out with, and we appreciate you. See you on the next video.
See ya.